Okay, so with this video, we walk you through how the online sales and inventory software works. So this is when we log in. Right after we log in, this is the interface that you get. With this, you can see your total purchase, total sales, your purchases due, and then your invoice due as well. And then when you come down over here, you can select the location. So if you want a specific location, you select it, and then the data that it gives you will be for that particular location. In this case, we are doing it for all of them, so we leave it there. You can scroll down and then you see the chart here, and then you have your product stock alert as well, just in case maybe you have some products that are currently out of stock or low in stock. It will show here as well. Okay, so let's go to the menu. We have products, we have sales, we have purchases, we have stock transfers, stock adjustments, contact, user management, expense, payment account, and then report one by one, and then we go through it. So let's start with products. You have your list products and then add products. So we'll go to the add product. Okay, so to add a product, you have to add the product name and then the SKU. The SKU is just the code that you have for your product. So maybe if it's maybe you can do it maybe TH and then a number just to generate a code. If already like you already have a barcode on the product, then you can use your barcode scanner to just scan it, and then it will automatically upload it will automatically enter here you select your units. If it's in pieces, if it's in packs, if it's in boxes, you select that, and then you select your subunits. If you have any subunits, you select your brand, your category, as in the product category, if you have any subcategories as well. And over here too, you can select the locations. So some locations, maybe if you have multiple shops, one shop might have a product there that is not in the other shop. So with this, you can select the location for that particular product. So let's say maybe you have products that are being sold in one particular location, then you can just select that particular location. If it's multiple locations, then you can select all the locations that have that particular product. You can come down and then add your product description. You upload your product image. If you have any brochure, you can do that. And then when you come down, so here you select if you have any inclusive or exclusive tax, you select that. And then you can come and enter your purchase price, and then your profit margin, and then your selling price. So, and then after that, you can either save it and then add a price group, or you save and add opening stock. So let's say an opening stock is the initial stock of the product that you are starting the software with. And then right after that, then you can start entering your stock from the purchase side. So maybe you purchase something from your supplier. You can use the purchase from supplier side to enter your products, and then the stock gets added to the main stock at the location that you select, and then we can save it. So after entering the product, you just save it, and that's it. Okay, so for those who have different prices, so let's say maybe you have a retail price, you have a wholesale price, and maybe you even have a price for special customers. You can come to the selling price group, and then here you create your price groups. So the normal selling price is the default one, but then maybe in your case you might have a wholesale price, so you have a retail price and then a wholesale price, or another price maybe for your friends or customers. So you can create all of them here. So over here you see that we have wholesale. So then this price group goes to add to the default, which is the retail price. Okay, so over here we just entered wholesale. Maybe if yours has other price groups, you can add them. Okay, and then for variations is for the different variable products. So let's say, for example, you have a certain product. Maybe you have one product, and then that product has different colors, and you are supposed to keep stock of all of them. So you have to come and create a variation for it, and then you can name the variation color, and then you can name all the sub variations under it. So in this case, we have color, and then there's the values are green, black, blue, red, whatever colors you want to use. You can do sizes as well, small, medium, large, and then whatever variations that works for you. So you just come to variations, come and click on add. So you add, and then it opens for you. So assuming maybe I want to add other variations, like maybe sizes, I can do maybe shoe size. That's the variation name. Then I can enter small, medium, large, extra large, extra large. And then you save it. But these are the shoe sizes, and these are the variations I entered for it. Okay, so let's go and then add a product using what we already entered. So go to add a product. Then over here you enter the product name. So I'm entering maybe shoe. Yeah. Okay, so maybe Adidas shoe. The SK is AD. So that's just the code to identify the product. Then you have the so it's in. Okay, so let's use pieces for now. And then select the brand, the category. So it has to be shoe, but then I'll do a clothing for now. And then the business location. So the business location is where all the products are located. So if you have maybe a product that is available in all your shops, then you can just select all the locations where the product will be available at. And then that will be it. And then you come down. Now over here, you enter your selling price and then your purchase price, which is your cost price. The difference will be your profit. But then because we want to enter. Okay, so because we want to enter the purchase price and then the selling price, we want to use the price group for this one. We first enter the retail price. So the default one is the retail price. And then you can go to the next stage where you add the price for the wholesale. So let's do this one first and then we'll move on to that. So I bought the shoe for maybe 50 cedis. And then I'm selling it I bought it for 50 and then I'm selling it for 150. So this is my purchase price of 50. This is my default price. Now it does the calculation, tells you your profit margin is just 200. That's fine. So then you save, you click on save and then add selling price group. So this one, you move on to the next stage. You click on that. Okay, so over here, the default selling price is 150, which is the retail price. Default selling price is 150. And then we have to enter the wholesale price. Usually the wholesale price is a little lower than the retail price. We enter it at 130. And then we save it. And then we add the opening stock. Okay. Now, because we selected all the locations as having the product, it will allow you to enter all the opening stocks for all the locations. Now, an opening stock is the stock that you are beginning the software with. So let's say maybe you are running your business already and then you want to start using the software. Now, it allows you to enter this or your opening stock, where that's your current stock at the time you started using the software. So let's say for each location, maybe you have about you have 40 at the main warehouse, and then maybe you have 20 at the Accra shop, and then you have maybe 30 at the Accra warehouse. Sorry, Kumasi warehouse. Then you save it. Okay, so the product has been added. So this is it. Adidas shoe. It tells you the locations where it is, the unit selling price, the unit cost price, the unit selling price. It tells you the current stock. Now it will add all of it and then give you the stock. With this, it gives you. So this is a summary. It will give you the stock for all the locations. Now this is combined. So because you've selected the locations 1, 2, and 3, it has combined all the stock for those locations and it's here. But if you want a breakdown, you just click on it and it will give you the breakdown of the stocks for each location. So when you come here, you can see that there's 40 for main warehouse, there's 20 for Accra shop, and Kumasi has 20 as well. Yes, and then if there has been any unit sold, if there's been any unit transferred, you have all those data here that you can use. Okay, so this is a brief summary. Now, let's say I want to sell this particular product, the Adidas. When you come to the POS interface and you click on it. Now, over here, there's a section where you can select the default selling price. Okay, so over here, the default selling price is the retail price and then the wholesale price. So assuming I want to sell the Adidas, shoe, I start type now. If I leave it at default selling price, then it will use the retail price for the sale. So let me just type Adidas, and it's automatically populated. So yes, now the selling price is 150. That's the retail price. So everything is correct here. Now let me remove it and then try and sell it at the wholesale price. So here I change to wholesale and then I start typing the product. And then here, so you can tell that it did it 130. So it used the wholesale price now to make the sale. Okay, and then that's the difference between the two. So as many price groups as you have, you can add them into the system. And then when you are selling, you can select which price group you want to use. Then you can make your sale. Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard and then we'll try and add the variation of a product as well. So you see how that one works. So you go to add product. And this time I'm adding say a knife, shoe. I do the SKU, which is the product code. It's in pieces. I select clothing, the locations, all of them. Now here, it's a variable product because it has variations. So instead of the product type being single, as we used to, as we did in the, instead of the product type being single as we did in the previous one, you change it to variable because this time around it's going to vary. You have multiple variations. So then you come and select. Now we want to use shoe size because we are selling a shoe. So we'll use the variation that we created earlier on, and this is it. So automatically to go and pick all the variations that we entered. Now, in case you want to remove some, you can just use this button and just remove some of them. And in this case, we want to use all of them, so we'll just do the SKUs, the NKS, which is small. I enter the purchase price for that particular product and then the selling price. 60 Ghana. So 60. 60. 60. And I'm selling it for 160. Selling it for 160. Okay. So these are all the variations. So what I'm trying to say is that now I'm selling Nike shoes, but I have the small size, I have the medium size, I have the large, and then I have the extra large. Okay. So I save it and then I add price groups as well. So with this, I'll say the wholesale price is 150 for each one. Then I save it and add opening stock. Now, with the opening stock, you see that it allows you to enter the opening stock for all the locations, and then the individual variations are also there. So all of it will combine to make a total stock, but then you can subdivide it as well. So you know that okay, all your Nike shoes with the small size you have 20, medium size you have 100. You can keep that type of stock also in the database. So also 20. So I have 100 of this. I have 20 of this. I have 50 of this. You save it. And that's it. Your product has been added to the database. In total, we have 400 pieces. Now I want to see all the breakdown of it. I click on it. And it will give me the breakdown. Okay. The breakdown. Now, it tells you the total above. it gives you the okay. So over here at the top, you can tell the purchase price for the selling price, and then your wholesale price, which is here. And then when you come down, it gives you the breakdown of the stock at each location, and then with the variation as well. So you can tell that, okay, at Accra shop I have 20, at the main warehouse I have this, at the Kumasi shop I have this. And then that's it. You can even print it for use at your end. And that's about it. Okay. So when you come to the product section, maybe you want a quick stock report. You don't want to go to the main stock report. You just click here, and then it will open the page where you can see a quick stock report of your products. Now, so this one, it tells you how many items you have of that particular product in stock. It gives you the stock, the current value by purchase price. It will give you the value by stock sale price, and then your potential between the total purchase price and then the total sale price is your potential profit. Now it is potential because it is using the retail price as a default. So in case you sell some using the wholesale price, then in this case it might reduce a little because your wholesale price is less than your retail price. Detail about your stock, and then how many units you've sold, how many you've transferred, and how many you've adjusted already, and all that. Now, adjustment means that maybe you have, maybe some of your products got, you use the adjust side to stock adjustment to adjust it, and then you enter the reason why you adjusted it. So it's in the database. Anytime you can refer to it, and then you know that, okay, you did this because of that. So in case you have a long list of products that you want to enter into the system, and you feel like the wholesale and the retail price would be a problem, you can just, after you've entered all your products into the system, and then you have your retail price, you can come to the selling price group. Then you just export to open in Excel. And over there, it will create, yes, so it will give you the field here to enter your wholesale prices. And then whatever, in this case, we used only the wholesale, but maybe you might have a wholesale, you might have maybe special customers, whatever price groups that you add into the system, so you can enter all the values. So we have the base selling, which is the retail price. Then we have the wholesale. So you enter all your wholesales. Once you're done, you just save it, and then you import it back into the system, and it will automatically fill all those other places with the wholesale price for you, just in case maybe you have a long list of products that you want to. So this is like a shortcut that you can use. Okay, so the activity log tells you what each user did, and your payment reports. You have these are sale payment reports, as in who bought what and how they paid and all that. So these are all the payments that you've received for all the sales. And it's all written here for you to test and see. You can come to items reports, and over here it gives you reports that you can use. You have your pitches. So these are all the reports, some reports that you can use as well. These are purchase and sale here. You have your stock expiry reports, where you have your stock reports. So over here, you can use the filters to narrow it down in case you want to do it for a specific location, or you want to do it by category, or you want to do it by brand or units. You can use all those ones to narrow your results down. It's quite simple to use. Okay. The POS interface. So this is where you can make a sale, and then you generate a receipt. So if you have a barcode scanner, you can just scan the product and it will appear here. And if you want to do it manually, you can just start typing the name of the product. So we can try one. The TV. So in this case, I'm selling this. I'm selling two of those. I just go to proceed to payments. I select the payment method, if it's by mobile money or cash or something, you select it. And here you select the account that it should go to. Then you click on finalize payment. Finalize payments. And then it generates a receipt for you to print. So if you have a thermal printer, you can just print it and then that will be it. Okay, so let's go back to here. So it's either you can type or you can select. So let's go back to the main dashboard. So you can come to print labels as well. And at print labels, you can print either the barcodes or you can print price labels for your products or both. So let's say I want to print. Okay, so with this, I'm saying maybe I'm printing 20 labels. Select it. Then you select the type of paper that you want to use. So let's say preview it. Okay, so this is how it looks like. You can print your, if you have a barcode or a label printer or a barcode printer, you can use that to print, and then yes, so you print it out and then you can stick it on your products, and then you can use the barcode scanner to scan anytime you're selling any of the products, and then it will record that as a sale as well. So that's fine. So let's continue. You can have product variations as well. So a variation is maybe so you can use sizes as variation or colors. So let's say you have products and then you have multiple variations as in sizes or colors, or you can enter all those here, and then when you're adding the product, you select it as well. So that can be done. You can import your products. If maybe you have it in an Excel sheet, you can import it. Then you can import your opening stock too for the products. And then you can create selling price groups. So sometimes some products have maybe when you're selling a certain product in dozens, it has a certain price. When you're selling it in the cartons, it has a certain price. So you can create all those price groups and then have them in the system to help you make your sales. The price group, you come to the units section where you enter all your units. So if you have it in pieces, boxes, dozens, kilos, and all that, you can enter those as your unit prices, as your units here. Then you can come to categories as well, where you enter all your product categories. And these are the sample ones that we've entered already, but you can enter yours as well. And if you have brands or any warranties, you can enter them using this side. Okay, so let's go to sales. Now under sales, you can add a sale. You can either use the POS interface or you can use this manual, this other simple interface as well. So let's say you are selling something to somebody, you can just enter the product. So you can just start entering the product and then it will pop up. You can select the quantity and then it will give you the total that you are selling. And then here you can select the payment terms. If maybe they are either paying it today or they are going to pay it over a period of time, you can decide that. Then you can select the status. So some sales could be in the form of a pro forma. So when you are sending an invoice and then when it's paid, it becomes a receipt. So with that, you select pro forma. If it's a quotation you're selecting, you are sending, you select that. And then if it's a draft that you are making, you can select that as well. And then if it's a final, it's a main sale, then you can select final. Yeah, so with the pro forma, when you select that and then you enter it, it saves it as a draft. Now with the draft, anytime the customer is coming back to come and make a payment for the pro forma, or you are recording payment for the pro forma, then that's when you make payment. It records it into the system and then it changes the status from pro forma to final. making it a sale. So then it moves from being just an invoice or a pro forma invoice to a sale, and then it generates a receipt for you. Okay, so but yeah, if you have any discounts, you can enter it here. And then if you have any shipping charges or any shipping status, you can do that here. So for example, maybe you've done the pro forma invoice and everything, and then you have your products packed, or maybe just ordered, but then it hasn't been packed or even shipped. So in each stage of the transaction, you can change the status of the shipping. So if it's just ordered, that means you received an order. So you can select that and then you save it. And then when it's packed, you come and change it to packed. If you've shipped it to, fine. When it's delivered, that's fine. If it's cancelled, so you just save it and then you save it as cancelled. Okay. So yes, you can add a quotation here. It's a similar interface, and then you can do your shipments, your discounts, and then you can import sales as well from any Excel file that you have. Okay, so you come to purchase. Now, purchase is when you're purchasing something from your supplier. So in that case, you need to have your supplier names and everything entered into the system, and then you can use that section to import or your you can use the section to add. So let's say add purchase, and then when you're buying from your supplier, you just use that section to buy your products from your supplier. So you can select the supplier. In this case, let me just enter. Okay, so it's a China supplier. Then where the stock you're receiving from your supplier is going, so usually it goes to the main warehouse. And then if you have any payment terms, you enter those. And then here's the purchase status, if you've received it, if it's pending, or if it's ordered. So let's say if you just ordered it, you select ordered. And then if you received it, to say you change the status to received. Then you can select the products, all the products that you are buying from the supplier. So if that particular supplier sells something that's okay, so let's say we are buying a TV, a shirt. So let's say a t-shirt. Okay, so with this, you can add. If you have any other expenses, you can enter them there. And then you act, if there's a payment that you made for it, you can enter that there. And then if it's an account that you want to use, you want to link to the particular transaction, you can select it there. And then the payment method. So if you paid by cash, check, by bank, or whatever, mobile money, or whichever option, you can use that as well. And then you save it. So let's say, for example, the initial status was purchased, ordered, and then you receive your product, and you can come and just edit it and change it from purchased to delivered or received. Okay, so you received. And then in case you are returning you can use this the same side to indicate that you've returned the product. And you can come to stock transfers, and this is where you transfer stock from one location to the other. So let's say you are transferring stock from one warehouse to your shop, or from one warehouse to the other, or from one shop to the other. You can use this side to transfer. So usually it's pending, in transit, or completed. That's the status that you can use for your stock transfers. And so that's from location and then to location. So maybe I'm transferring from main warehouse to the shop, and then you come and enter all the products that you are transferring to the shop. So yeah, I'm transferring a TV, and then so soap, maybe a Milo and soap. enter the quantity that I'm sending to that side. Then you just save it, and then it will be transferred from one location to the other. Okay. And then you can make stock adjustments. So if, let's say for example, maybe you have you have your stock there, but then maybe some items got broken or there were some issues that came up that reduced the stock. You can make adjustments over here by going to your add stock adjustments. And then you select the location. You select the products that you're going to make the adjustments for. So let's see. So these are the products I'm making adjustments for. Then you make the adjustments. Then you can enter the reason for the product adjustment. So you ask if it's a normal adjustment type. That means it's going to subtract it by a certain number. And then you type the reason there as well. So maybe it got broken or it was returned or something. You can just do that, and then you save it. And then you come to contacts. So for contacts, that's where you enter your suppliers, your customers. If you have certain customer groups, you can do that. You can import contacts as well. And then for the user management, that's where you create your users and then your roles. So let's say you have your shop manager, you have your warehouse manager, you have your shopkeeper and all that. So this is where you create all those accounts. You give them, you assign roles to them. So let's say you can add a user by clicking on add user. And then here you type the person's name. Then you give them a username and password, and then you come here. So these are the roles that are already in the system. But then you can also add your own roles. It depends on what your business requires. So, and then you assign them to a location. So maybe if it's an admin a sub admin that you are creating, maybe they can have access to all of it. Maybe if it's the shop or shops manager, they can also have access to all the locations. But if it's a cashier and it's or a shopkeeper, and that person manages just one shop, then you create a user and then you assign them to that particular shop, and then the role you decide what they can have access to. So let's say after all this, you just save it, and then to create that. So here you can see the option it gives. It allows you to. So let's say for example, supplier, if they can view all supplier, or they can view the suppliers that they added. So here like this, you can view all customer or view own customer. So their own customers may be customers that they have served. They can only have access to that, and then that's it. So over here you can determine what they can have access to. So the checked ones are the ones that they have access to, and the unchecked ones are the ones that they don't have access to. So you can decide what they can do and what they can't do in the system. Okay. Then here you come to the expense. So you can add expense categories, and then you add an expense as well. Then you come to your accounts. So this is where you have your accounts. Maybe you have separate accounts to do certain transactions. Maybe one for making your purchases, one for your sales. All of those are here, and then you can link them to other processes like making a sale and making a purchase and all that. And then you come to your reports as well. So here you can get your balance sheet, your trial balance, your cash flow, and your payment account reports. You can have other reports like your profit and loss reports, your product purchase reports, your sales reports, and a lot more reports like item reports, your purchase and sale. If you have any trending product, you can tell from here. You have your tax reports, and then your activity log as well as in what each user was doing within a certain period of time. You can have access to all of those in the system. And then we come to the So it's at settings, under settings too, you can select if you can enter your tax IDs and all those other things that your business would require. You can decide if certain things are important, like the product expiry. If there's a need to add product expiry information to all the products that you add, then you can come here too and then select a few options that you feel might be useful to you. You can disable those ones as well. It depends. Then you can come to your tax rates, where you can determine what would combine to form your taxes on your receipts. Okay.